welcome back to the channel. I have been thinking a little bit about summer. It's winding down and it seems like everyone is quickly moving on from summer and on to fall. I'm already seeing pumpkins and leaves and promotions for pumpkin spice latte. I don't even know if it's out yet. I am just not there. I don't know about you, but I am not ready for summer to end. Honestly, I never want it to end. It is my favorite season of all time. And it's the season of abundance. You know, more light, more warmth, more juicy fruit, more lush green trees, more flowers and color, just more of everything. And I mean, who doesn't want to keep that going? And what that signals, I think, to our spirits and our souls is that we're made for more. And we were made for more abundance. We were made for life. We were unsurprisingly created to have life and have it more abundantly. As Jesus reminds us in John chapter 10, verse 10. And I feel like the season of summer is God reminding us of the coming restoration of all things that Jesus is going to bring when he comes again. Summer is both the season where I want to do all the things and also where I don't want to do much of anything at all. Just want to slow down, savor, and take it all in. But I know we do need the seasons, and as much as I never want summer to end, I know that it has to. Summer gives way to fall, fall gives way to winter, and winter allows the land and the human heart to rest and reset. And then spring arrives again like a hope that we've been carrying in our souls for an eternity. And then summer shows up again, my favorite. That is the fulfillment of that hope. Well, it seems like most people are just mentally checking out of summer, and I realize some just can't stand the heat. I love the heat. The hotter, the better, almost. But grocery store shelves are filled with notebooks and paper and pens and pencils and crayons, which I do love that element of this time of the year. I love back to school supplies, even though I'm not in school. I have always loved it, but it is August. So that means it is still summer. Technically, it's summer for, I think, another month on the calendar. And here in the South, it stays hot for quite a while, but the world is ready to leave summer behind, and I'm just not. I'm not in a rush to say goodbye. I want to linger a little while longer while we still have it. And I'm also reminded of what Solomon says in Ecclesiastes, that there is a season for everything. So why are we in such a rush to go on to the next thing, the next season, the next holiday? And God willing, the time will pass on. It's going to pass on anyway. Why do we give ourselves the illusion of making it go faster and filling our lives with so much busyness to just get on to the next thing? You know, here's some questions that I've been mulling over, and I would encourage you to mull over too. What if we paused just a little bit longer? What if we didn't pick up our phone as soon as we stopped at a red light to scroll? What if we waited 3 more seconds before hitting the gas pedal as soon as the light turns green? What if we slowed down while eating incredible tacos, brisket tacos at our local barbecue joint? What if we didn't inhale our morning coffee? You know, but oh my gosh, we got to get that caffeine hit, got to get on to the next thing and the next thing, the next meeting, the next project, kids to pick up from school, groceries to get, dinner to make. There's always something, right? The world moves on, and it moves on fast. But I'm choosing not to go at that same pace, because personally, I can't go at that same pace. And practically speaking, that's not always super feasible. Those with little ones going back to school, getting prepped for school, college students getting ready to start a new semester, corporate professionals working on projects, entrepreneurs going to the next business deal meeting, writers writing the next chapter, meeting a deadline for their publisher. You know, the list goes on and on. We have things to do. We do have deadlines. We can't just stick our head in the sand. But I think that the way that we go about approaching our schedules, I think we could handle slowing down a little bit more and asking ourselves, is everything that I'm doing at the pace that I am doing it at sustainable long term? And I think I can confidently answer no. We do need to slow down a little bit. So I just wanted to pose a question, what are you doing this month to be more present, to slow down, to sit in gratitude? While the rest of the world is off to the next thing, what if we just sat for 5 minutes longer in this beautiful summer season that we're still in? So I also wanted to share some practical tips on how to just linger a little bit longer in this season, whether you love the heat or not. The temperature is not the point. Think about what's going on in your city, what's going on in your town, what's happening this weekend. And a highly underutilized local resource wherever you are, whether you're here in the States or, in another country, is to visit your local convention and visitors bureau website. For a lot of you, it'll look something like visit Charlotte.com or visit Denver.com or visit Chattanooga.com. Something like that. Usually the word visit is in the first part of the name of your city. So see if you have one. If it could be named something different, but that has been such a fun resource for me this summer, as I found a whole lot of fun activities that I wouldn't have known about otherwise, apart from that website. So see what's happening in your town or local region. These sites also help to promote tourism, letting you know what events are happening, great restaurants to visit, things to do, where to stay. So it's especially fun if you're wanting to do like a staycation. And another thing that you can do to just slow down and savor the season is go on a walk in the woods, go on a hike in the woods without your headphones. Without listening to music or a podcast, which I'm all about. I love podcasts and listening to music, but I don't want to feel like I am somewhere else mentally when I am somewhere else physically. If I'm in the woods, I want to be in the woods. Just go on a walk, just you, your thoughts, and God. And I've talked about this one a lot but delete social media apps off of your phone. I've talked about deleting the accounts altogether, which I don't have social media anymore. I have this YouTube and I have my Substack. And that is it. I don't even consider YouTube to be social media at all. It's not. It's a search engine. It's a video search engine. And yes, there are social aspects to Substack, but I don't even have the app on my phone. And it is first and foremost a newsletter and kind of blog platform. But remove the apps from your phone. That alone will force you to be present. And it has been a game changer for me because I notice how I don't reach for my phone like I used to when I'm in between whatever and I'm not reaching for my phone to entertain myself for 45 seconds. Be present and live in the moment of where you are right now. Another thing that you can do is pick up a book, pick up a class, pick up a book that's going to help train your mind and help train your attention. And I wanted to share a few just really fun books for the summer. They're quick reads. They're not difficult to get through, but they're at least some of them are like very lighthearted and whimsical and genuinely so beautiful. So the first one is a very short book. It's The Great Gatsby. Look how short that is. It's only like 153 pages. Really easy to get through, and it packs a punch. The story is fantastic. It really gets you thinking, and that's what I love about classic books, is that they weren't written merely to entertain you. They really do get you thinking. So really, really great book. Another one, and this really fits with the summer theme, but The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This was one of my favorite stories as a kid. It's such a beautiful story. There's beauty, redemption, and friendship, and it is a story about what happens to a grieving heart when you let beauty in. And then the next book, where did I put it? Oh, here it is Alice in Wonderland, or Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. This is an old classic vintage copy from, I believe, the early 1900s, I think 1913. But it's interesting because there's no publication date in this particular book. But look at the vintage drawings. How cool is that? Such a fun book. It's whimsical, it's lighthearted. Everybody knows Alice's Adventures in Wonderland if you've seen the Disney films. But a really simple book to get through, but just kind of pulls you into that summer feeling. At least I associate this book with summer. I don't know why, I just do. Maybe because it's childlike and it's whimsical and lighthearted. Those are just some books that I wanted to share, and just to take a breath before we head into the fall season. It's gonna be here regardless before you know it, but I have just been really focused on being present, like truly being in the season that we're in and not feeling that rush to get to the next thing and then the next thing. As much as I want summer to go on, and I love spring and summer, I know we're winding down, but until then, let's enjoy where we are, not move so quickly. So I would love to know, what have you done this summer? What are you doing this month to just take a beat before you move on to the next thing? So hopefully this brought you some encouragement, maybe a little inspiration before we jump into all the things that fall will hold. And I will talk to you next time.